So the biggest news in boxing is the new three-fight plan announced by Canelo Alvarez, and the first one coming up is Billy Joe Saunders in Cinco de Mayo weekend, coming up here in a few months, or a couple months now. And a lot of people, there's some mixed reactions to it, and I think that's about right. I mean, this is not a really great fight. This is not a shit fight. Now, the end of this three-fight plan does have him fighting the legitimate and very dangerous, notorious Hall of Fame legend, Ryota Murata, that I'm happy we're at least not seeing it now, but I'm going to be unhappy when we see it in December because, let's face it here, he's going to get through Billy Joe. He's going to get through a decrepit, old, beaten down plotter Triple G, who at this point is looking like Ruslan Provodnikov 2.0, and then he's going to get to Murata. And I'll tell you exactly why he's going to do that. Billy Joe Saunders, good fighter, mover, can stick a jab, slick boxer, but not a ton of punching power. And he's not this cerebral, technical, masterclass boxer like a Tyson Fury. You know, he has less boxing skills than I think Erislandy Lara had. And Lara couldn't even outbox Canelo. Well, he did, but he didn't get the decision. And I don't think Saunders can even replicate a performance like that. I think there's a lot of things he does well. You know, he's a little bit of a bigger guy than Lara, and he does have a little bit of snap on his punches. His stiff jab, I think, could cause Canelo some problems. I will give Canelo credit, you know, fighting a mover, a guy who has mobile power, who can move away from him, will cause some trouble to him because he doesn't have the quickest feet. He sometimes has a hard time catching up to guys who can dance around him a little bit and make him look like a little bit of a plotter. But, you know, Canelo over the years has improved that game. It's not as glaring as when he first came up on HBO and whatnot. But Saunders doesn't have the punching power. And we all know the recipe to beat Canelo is you actually have to knock the man unconscious. Because you could knock him down 5 or 6 times, but the judges will still find a way to get Canelo into the fight. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Triple G easily beat him that first fight. Fucking, somehow that's a draw. Floyd Mayweather, I mean, arguably wins all 12 rounds, wins all 36 minutes of their fight, and someone rules it a draw. He's got some kind of mojo on his side. The judges are in Oscar's pockets. I mean, that's the only way you can really explain that, but I'm not going to make this a Canelo rant video. He's going to get through Saunders because Saunders doesn't have the power to knock him out and doesn't have really the power to hurt him. So while it'll be a good challenge to see Canelo against a guy who can stick and move a little bit, he doesn't really have a chance of winning on the cards. I mean, let's just be honest here. Especially the fact that they already have a 3-fight plan lined up just shows you that it's just, you know, you already know what you're going to watch. And that's the hardest thing I have for getting excited about DAZN and Canelo's fights on DAZN. You know, he was signed to such a long contract. There's so much money riding on this guy. Unless you can, like, knock out the Golden Goose, there's no way you're going to see a win. And if you don't have the power to knock someone out, you already know what's going to happen. I mean, I'll probably still watch the fight because, you know, Canelo's the biggest star in boxing, and I need to support the sport. But we all know what's going to happen here. Canelo decision, come summertime, the third Triple G fight. Triple G, like I mentioned, is Ruslan Provodnikov 2.0 at this time. I love Triple G, but his skills have deteriorated, and definitely his defense, his ability to defend himself has just fallen off rapidly. I mean, that Derevianchenko guy was tattooing the man, and honestly, that fight could have gone either way. And we've never heard of this Derevianchenko guy, so maybe Canelo will finally get his big win via knockout over Triple G, and his fans will celebrate for that and continue on to live life as if Canelo's not a cheater, because we just sweep that under the rug and we conveniently forget certain things in boxing. Anyway, props to Canelo. He's not fighting Murata yet, but that fight's coming up soon. I just hope that Billy Joe is in tip-top shape so we can see a competitive fight. I think we will see a good fight. You know, I'm going to try to get myself hyped up for this shit. But anyway, that's the big plan, and go subscribe to DAZN.